Hi, this is Jandeep. Welcome back to my channel where I show you how to make easy Indian food. Today we're going to be baking one of my childhood favorites. These are called Atta Biscuits or whole wheat cookies, and I used to love eating them dipped in chai when I was a kid, and I still do that today. So to get started, we're going to need some ghee. You want to make sure that the ghee is in a semi-solid state, just like so. If it's too melted, it's going to throw off our ratio with the milk later on in the recipe, so make sure it's this consistency. Next, we're going to add some granulated sugar and mix it all together. I'm using my stand mixer here, but if you'd like to use a hand mixer or just a spoon to mix it all together, that's totally fine. Try not to use your hands to do the mixing because the heat from your hands will melt the ghee, and you don't want the dough to be too liquidy because we won't be able to tell how much milk we're going to need to add later on. And here I added whole wheat flour with baking powder sifted together. We're not going to be adding baking soda because we don't want these cookies to be soft and cakey. We want them to be really nice and crispy and crunchy. At this stage, the dough will resemble more of a crumble, and that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. Just make sure that you do stop in between to scrape down the sides of the bowl to ensure that all the ingredients are mixing evenly. As you can see, it looks more like graham cracker crumbs or brown sugar at this point. So now we're going to be adding our liquids, which is just whole milk, about 3/4 of a cup of whole milk. But I'm not adding the milk all at once. You want to add the milk just a little bit at a time to make sure that we don't add too much. I've tried this recipe with 3 to 4 different types of whole wheat flour, and each type of flour needed different amounts of milk. That's why I say that you want to add the milk in small amounts. Once you add the milk, wait for the dough to come together, and if it's still crumbly, then you know you need to add a little more. Once the dough starts coming off the sides of the bowl and it's sticking to itself just like this, that's when you know that it's ready to go. It's sticking to itself, but it's not sticky to my fingers, and that's exactly the kind of consistency that you want with this dough. And now we're ready to form the cookies. So you can use any traditional cookie press, any shape that you like. I like to use the center one, which is a traditional Indian cookie press, or you could just use a rolling pin to roll it out. If you don't have any cookie presses and you're using a rolling pin, here's what I like to do to make the process easier. Just put a wet piece of paper towel on the counter, and then in between 2 pieces of parchment paper, roll out the cookie dough. This ensures that the cookie dough, the parchment paper doesn't move around, and you don't get any sticky mess all over your countertops. It's really nice, neat, and clean. You can use any cookie cutter. Make sure you roll it to about 1/8 of an inch thick, or you can use a pizza cutter or a knife to just shape the cookies in whichever shape you like. But for the remaining dough, I'm going to be using the traditional Indian cookie press because I like the traditional Indian shape that I'm used to from when I was a child. If you do have one of these at home or you want to order it from online, I'm sure they sell them on Amazon. Just be aware that this is a little difficult to use by yourself because you need to crank the handle while the dough comes out from the bottom. So it's easier to use if you have somebody else cranking the handle and holding it for you while somebody else kind of grabs the dough as it comes out. There you have it. Our cookies are ready to be baked at 350 degree preheated oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit that is. You want to bake them for 15 to 18 minutes depending on your oven, so you want to keep an eye on them, wait until they're golden brown, and then take them out. These cookies are really, really crispy. They're amazing to have just by themselves or dipped in chai however you like them. They taste great. I hope you give these cookies a try. They're so nice and crispy. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep cooking.